Man, life sure does move fast. Just think about it. At this time last week, Ryan Preece had only attempted to see Mars once in his career. And after a really bad night in the infield at Daytona, this is what I looked like a year ago today.
I'm just sitting on the toilet, bro.
And now, it's the second race of the NASCAR season, and we're at Atlanta. And although, unfortunately, I will not be in attendance, there are still paint schemes to review. Let's go. Starting us off this week is Corey LaJoie. Now, Corey, I gotta say, I didn't personally count every single person in the grandstands at the truck race, but I'm pretty sure there was at least more than 12. But you might be onto something, because instead of winning a truck race and then getting DQ'd, you just finished 22nd in the Daytona 500. Congratulations. 8. Trackhouse tried to build some excitement about this paint scheme when they posted a little teaser of it the other day, and then they come out with the same one they've been running for the past 3 years. Adios, Pitbull. 9. I think my videos are starting to reach some of the guys at Fox Sports, because if you missed it, Reagan Smith in his post-race interview almost called Austin Cindric Austin Syndrome. But clearly my videos haven't made it to Team Penske yet because they forgot to put every single one of their paint schemes on NASCAR.com this week. I'm pretty sure this isn't Delta Airlines on the hood of this race car, but if it is, expect it to crash and burn. 8. Seeing this paint scheme just reminded me that Austin Dillon does actually exist because I don't remember seeing him at all during the 500. I appreciate you telling me to get bioethanol, but I'm not really worried about gas right now. I need coolant because the radiator is going out of the wife's car, which worked out really great for me in Daytona race traffic on Friday night. Shout out the dudes that gave me like 8 bottles of water. You're awesome. 7. The only notable thing that Noah Gragson did at Daytona is meet the Rizzler. And this car is basically just a slightly shittier version of the Corey LaJoie car we already saw. 7. Kyle Larson, you're probably going to go your entire career without winning on a super speedway, but that's okay because glaze on. 10. Honestly, Brad, at this point, I'm not even sure if Ryan Preece could keep a submarine on the ground at Daytona, but it's worth a shot. 10. I completely fucking refuse to believe that this was the paint scheme that won the fan vote on Instagram. I want proof and a recount now. Rod the Dente. 5. Remember that drunk video I literally just showed you? Yeah, well that came directly after spending about an hour in the Cheddar's parking lot throwing up. Shout out Cheddar's. Never ate there? Probably never will. 9. Speaking of 9, not the paint scheme, because obviously it sucks, but we had some drunk dudes in the car next to us in traffic Saturday night ask us if we were rooting for Chase Elliott, in which we responded, absolutely the fuck not. They were completely shocked and blown away that it's possible to drive a Chevy and not root for Chase Elliott. But it's pretty simple. I could show you how it's done someday. I'll probably talk all this shit and then he'll go win at his hometown. But fuck it. 4. Ty Dillon and Kaulig Racing are doing a really cool thing this weekend and letting the entire field and everybody watching on TV know that the driver behind the wheel of this race car is not Seabest. Thank you so much for throwing a completely outrageous block on your teammate on the last lap of your duel at Daytona. You cost me a couple $100 and I love losing money. 4. Yahoo! I'm still completely convinced that Denny Hamlin does not use Yahoo, but this is probably the best looking car he's ran in the last few years. The sports clip sticker on the quarter kind of ruins it though. 8. I really appreciate Body Armor's dedication to making their paint schemes blander and blander every single year. Hell, by 2028, they might bring a car that's just completely blank. That would be pretty cool. 2. I talked shit about AJ Allmendinger in the paint scheme review last week and then proceeded to not only bet on him to win his duel on Thursday, but also bet on him to get a top 10 in the 500. And obviously, we all see how that played out. Thanks, AJ. 7. Mr. Busher. We'll take a top 10 finish to get the season rolling, Chris. You're winning at Homestead because I'll be in attendance. 10. You see, Truex really screwed us this weekend because he was pretty much out of the 500 before it even started. So now it's going to take even longer to remember that Chase Briscoe is in the 19. Car fucks though. 10. Close your eyes with me. Imagine everything great about a DeWalt paint scheme. Now open your eyes. None of it's on here. This sucks. 6. Well, unfortunately, Josh Berry falls underneath the umbrella of Team Penske, so just like them, his paint scheme is not on NASCAR.com. So instead, here's his face, and golly, those sunglasses really make him look handsome. And it just so happens you could get the same pair of sunglasses for 20% off with free shipping using my promo code Tyler20 at drivensunglasses.com. Link in bio. And then maybe you could look just half as handsome as Josh Berry. 10. I am severely out of shape because that is getting harder and harder to do. 6. Bubba's given us a little bit of a 90s throwback with his paint scheme this week, and honestly, there's not much else I can say other than this paint scheme fucks. 10. Well, Willie B, congratulations on winning your second Daytona 500. Everyone's trying to tell me that Aaron Blaney is now the one that fumbled the bag because you won 2 of these silly trophies. But I know the truth, Willie, and the truth is there is nothing in this world that can fill the hole that Aaron Blaney has left in your heart. Not even Legos. You fumbled the bag, Willie, and there's nothing you could do about it now. Clean up your Legos next time so your girlfriend doesn't step on them. 8. The good news here is that Aaron's is back in NASCAR. The bad news is that this is not the dream machine that I remember. This is more like the average day machine. 7. If it weren't for Riley Herbst doing his best Lightning McQueen impersonation on the last lap at Daytona, you wouldn't even know that he was in the race. 6. A completely unbiased Zane Smith fan that I'm sure a lot of you know said on Twitter that this should be the Big Baby Scumbag paint scheme of the week. That's fucking insane. The good news is I was able to get a hold of his primary care physician and get him an eye appointment because clearly he is fucking blind. 8. And while we're on the topic of blind, I'd like to take a moment to congratulate Haas Factory Team on being the first NASCAR team in history to hire a blind spotter. If you guys missed it, Cole Custer's spotter turned his eyes off on the last lap at Daytona and thought that William Byron was Cole Custer, which that would explain why Cole decided to just yank a left and wreck the entire field on the last lap. So I think this week we should all get together and help this team out. If Cole Custer has a TikTok, tag him in the comments. Tag Haas Factory Team. If you know Cole Custer's spotter, send this video to him. That way, this weekend, there's no confusion. He'll know exactly what paint scheme every driver is in. It's an honest mistake. Let's just make sure it never happens again. Although, this one might be hard to spot because it's pretty fucking bland. 6. John Hunter became the first driver to win me a bet in 2025. $22 down, $778 more to go until you pay me back for how much it cost me at Atlanta a couple years ago. 7. I heard Clint Boyer on the broadcast say, Advent Health, they're such a great organization. They do such great things. Yeah, no shit, Clint. It's a fucking hospital. They save lives. This isn't Clint Boyer's Redneck Foundation sponsoring a race car. It's a hospital. The end of the Fox coverage cannot come soon enough. 10. It really confuses me how Bubba and Riley Herbst both have their paint schemes on NASCAR.com, yet here we are looking at Tyler Reddick's face. Not my type. Too short. 5. You gotta love when the paint scheme is incredibly loud, but I have to actually zoom into the photo to know what the sponsor is. I would say great attempt, but I'd be lying. 3. Eli! Shout out those two in the fan zone Saturday. This car looks way better in person. 8. I also just realized Cody Ware's paint scheme's not on NASCAR.com, so instead, here's his mugshot. Class act. 0. This is a great example of how NASCAR sponsorship works, because prior to hearing about Saya sponsoring Ty Gibbs, I had never noticed one of their trucks on the road. Since then, I see them everywhere, but the car is just okay. 7. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I've done some thinking about what Ryan Preece's new nickname should be. Some people want to call him Rocket Man, but that one's already taken. Honestly, I was going to leave the nickname thing alone, but when Ryan Preece changed his profile picture to this, I figured it was fair game. So that being said, his new nickname is Apollo 60. Put it on a t-shirt immediately. This paint scheme from the side looks good, but trust me, when you see the rest, it sucks. 1. When I see this race car, I get those thoughts that start with an S. This is terrible. 0. And when you look at these two cars side by side, they kind of look the same, but at least this one doesn't make me want to swing from a tree. 6. Large, if you're watching this, I still haven't quite figured out the hate you have for SVG. I guess it's because he's just too awesome? I don't know. 8. Crocodile. When Emily found out that Daniel had both the cat and the dog with him at Daytona, she said immediately, Daniel needs cat merch. Just saying. 8. And Big Baby Scumbag Paint Scheme of the Week goes to...
Money in my face, what? Hoes in my face, what? Pocket full of money, I ain't running out of space. What? Mama said, baby, you done came a long way. Woo. Still eating ramen noodles, bitch, I like the taste.